Hello, everyone. Welcome to a series of SolidWorks tutorial video. And this series, the video is prepared based on the material from Microsystem Corporation Public Company Limited and um, Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, King Mongkut University of Technology, North Bangkok. And this video is the first video of the series. In this video, we're gonna talk about the introduction to SolidWorks. Let's see. The topic of this video is going to cover about the introduction to the CAD of COM8 drawing or COM8 drafting. And we're gonna talk about the user interface of SolidWorks software and how we can create a 3D model using SolidWorks. We're going to discuss about plan, about sketch, and about feature. And finally, we're going to talk about the types of SolidWorks document. Before we move to SolidWorks, I would like to give you some idea of the CAD software. In the past, the engineer usually work on a paper and pencil. We use paper to draw the details of the production parts and send it the production drawing to the manufacturing department factory. But it's kind of time consuming because there's a lot of effort to do for creating the engineering drawing, and also we require skill of engineering as well. So in the past, we have a kind of drafting engineer specifically to do the drawing job. But nowadays, we have a very powerful computer. I would say start from around year 2000, and people just move from the paper and pencil to use the computer to generate the drawing. At very first time, a civil engineer is was using the drawing software on the computer a lot. And in a modern manufacturing process, mechanical engineers also use this kind of software. And it's not just limited to the creating of the drawing, but also it can use the CAD data to advance the engineering analysis. So it's very useful to an engineering student should learn this kind of software. Yeah. Next, I would like to talk about the interface of the SolidWorks software. When you finish the installation of the software into the computer and you run the software for the first time, you might get the screen look like this. I will open the SolidWorks. You run SolidWorks and see this screen. You can start with select part file. You come up with this kind of screen. Okay. There are around 4 sections on the main screen. I would like you first of all focus on this section. This is called the property manager. feature manager design tree. You also have the property manager tab and configuration manager. This is kind of the configuration of your parts. So in the feature manager design tree, you're going to see all of the components used to very useful to create your 3D model. You have front, top, and right plane arranged like this. And you have the origin of the here, and you can specify the type of the material to your part, and so on. Okay. At the center, you have the graphical area. And as you can see here, this is the reference plane. The arrangement of the X, Y, and Z axis is arranged in according to the right-hand rule. X pointing to this direction. And if you use your right-hand rule, that your thumb and a point to that direction. Okay. On the right, this is the kind of resources. So you can use the design library by clicking at the stack of book icon over here. You can change the appearance, themes, and so on. About the rendering graphic in this section, you can custom type of the properties. We're going to discuss about this later. Okay? And at the top, you have a series of the features of the tab. Yeah. And right now we're going to focus on the features. Okay. And for some people, you can use a large icons with text. You can configure this by give a right click here and give a tick to use the large icon with text. Have a description of the feature, but if you when you familiarize yourself with the icon, you might not want to show the text because it's space consuming. So I prefer to have not use. Anyway, this is the kind of configuration that you can do. Okay, and then at the very top of the screen, this is the control tab. You can make a new file, you can open your previous work, you can save, and you can check the properties of the work. Again, we're going to discuss about that later. At the top of the center section of the screen, you can find that there is another series of icons, right? This is also useful. You can use zoom to fit to zoom to control the view of the graphical area. You can have the section view. So this is the overall the screen. So the work you can adjust what you want. Move your cursor to at the very start, the series of the icon. Your pointer going to turn into the arrow. You can call out what type of toolbar here. Many times that we want to have a view toolbar. You don't want it, you just move it out. Okay. Next, you're gonna try to create. We're gonna discuss about how we create a 3D model. So I would say that actually you have 3 steps to go to create a 3D model. So the first one, you need to select a plane that you're gonna create a sketch. And after that, you make a sketch and then you apply a feature. Okay, so we're gonna follow this step. Make a plan. How can we make a plan? We just go to SolidWorks, and at the beginning of your workflow, you have just 3 standard planes. You can create more. We're going to discuss about that later. So in this case, we're going to select top plane. And the top plane is arranged on the X-Z plane. Okay? If you select one, this is the XY plane. And if you select right plane, this is going to be YZ plane. So I'm going to start with one plane. I want to work on XY. After that, I'm going to move to the next step, which is a sketch. We need to make a sketch, and in detail, when we working on a sketch, we need to add the relation. You can also add equation or series of equations to constrain your sketch, and you need to finally add the dimension. If I would like to create a box of 10 by 10 by 10 millimeter, so what I need to do, sketch here, and this is the type of sketch that you can do. Okay, so what I need to do is I'm gonna create a rectangle, and you can have 5 methods to create a rectangle. So in this case, I'm going to use a center rectangle. So click it, and let me select the center of the rectangle. Move my mouse to any point in the graphical area. Once I finish this, as you can see, we have a series of green icons, right? This is called the relation. So in this case, this is a horizontal. It's saying that this line should be placed along the horizontal of the reference plane, which is in case the XY plane. This one, as you can guess, this is a vertical. It is aligned with y-axis, which is the vertical axis of the XY plane. We also have coincidence, which is the point 1 with line 5. When you move your mouse icon over the relation, you're going to say that this relation is about what and what. Okay. Here, this is a coincidence. This is about a point 1 and line 6. This is the point 1 and line 5. Right? You can press F to zoom to fit. Here, this is F. Okay, zoom to fit. Just press F, and this is the zoom to area. You press this, select this icon. You can create another rectangle area. So we're going to zoom to that specific area. Yeah. So in this case, the relations are added automatically. Right, but anyway, we can add it by ourselves. For example, we can remove this one first by click and press the delete button on your keyboard. And when you click on this line, these properties, the window open on the left-hand side. And you can say, okay, I would like to have this line placed vertically. Here we go. Vertical. The next step on my list is we need to add dimension, right? So we just go to this icon, which is a smart dimension icon. Just press it and click on the line. Give another click to press the smart dimension. You can specify the number that you want. In this case, I would like to have 10 millimeter by 10 millimeter by 10 millimeter cube, right? So let's say one more thing that I forget to mention at the beginning unit of the system. As you can see on the right bottom of the screen. Here, this is the mmgs. That means we're going to use the millimeter, gram, and second for this system. You can change to something else, for example, meter, kilogram, second. However, you need to realize that in mechanical engineering drawing, we usually use millimeter as a major unit for drawing. So if you just press the number, in this case, you can automatically know that by default, this is in millimeter. You need to very careful about this unit because for some people, they start the SolidWorks with the IPS, which is in pound second, but they accidentally give the dimension that they want into the millimeter unit. So everything is completely wrong. Next, you have, I would like to add the dimension to this, the height of the box. See here, and this is a 5.73 something. I have two methods to key in the dimension. First one is just simply put a number. This is a 10 millimeter. This is called the manual dimensioning. Another way to specify the dimension is try to link this dimension with the other dimension. For example, in this case, I would like to have this dimension linked to the horizontal side of the width of the rectangle. So what I can do is just press equal and click here. By doing this, we add the equation to the SolidWorks. If I click on here, so as you can see, we have a sigma symbol over here, and that means that this equation is linked. Sorry, this dimension is linked to the other dimension. You can check by the double click to the dimension, and this screen gonna tell you. Okay, so at this step we finish the sketch, and after that we're gonna apply features. You can directly click features over here, or you can give a click over here first to finish the editing of it. You see here we have a sketch, the one up here, and this sketch. You can edit it. Okay. Another thing I would like to mention is about the constraint of the sketch. Here, as you can see, all the lines in the graphical area are in black, right? If I remove one dimension, for example, this one, delete, there are some of the lines turn back into the blue color. And also, you can notice that there is a minus sign happen at the front of the sketch one, right? This indicates that your drawing, your sketch is not completely finished. That means that you can still move some part of the sketch, okay, which is it's not totally wrong, but in some cases we prefer to have the fully dimension sketch. So if I add dimension here, this time I just want to simply put the number of the dimension. You can see all the lines black, right? You don't have the minus sign anymore. Click here, and yes, we finish the sketch part. And next, the very simple feature is that 99% of the SolidWorks modeling uses the first one, both excluded both. Just give a click and select sketch first. You can click to the extruded boss. As you can see, you have another dimension of your sketch. Finally become a three-dimensional model. And you can specify the thickness of your model. Here, you can play around with other options that discuss about it later. Okay, in this case, as I mentioned earlier, I would like to have 10 millimeter cube. So just say okay. Yeah, it looks like we can have created a very simple box. Right. Next one, that is not very crucial. You can add type of material. Right. By default, it's specified. So we can give a right click over here and select edit. This material library just pop up. Okay. And next, you can select types of material that you would like to add to. So this is kind of steel. You can have aluminum alloys, copper, or whatever. When you add type of material into it, in this case, I would like to just use the simple steel. ISI 304. Here is going to add the properties of the material into your framework plan. Just going to give and apply to this, and you might notice that the color of your object has changed a little bit. And if I change it to some different type of material, for example, if I change it to copper, you can realize that change into the copper color. Okay, that is a very basic part that we have created. So just to give you the overall idea of the way that we can create a three-dimensional. The way that we have done is called the layer cake, because we actually create part along a z-axis, right? And just to give you more idea, I want to add another layer of the figure. If I want to have kind of a cylinder over here, so I need to go back to the sketch, so the plane selection step, and apply sketch and apply feature again. So in this case, I have 9 planes already, right? Because we have 3 reference planes at the beginning, here, front, top, and right, and we also have another 6 new planes, which is this one, and another 3 this side, this side. And we can use spacebar to change it to the standard view. Yes, I'm gonna have your spacebar on your keyboard and select the isometric view. Let's pop up to the standard pictorial view. So next one, I would like to add again the mentioned earlier cylinder shape over here. So I need to select that. I go to sketch, select circle. So you can see we have the origin of the coordinate, the origin of the coordinate created over here. Let's see. Have a smart dimension. So let's say 8 millimeter. Okay. was excluded. Okay. You can have another layer. Again, select plane sketch, add dimension. It's some area. Yes. I'm gonna add 4 millimeter feature. Yeah. Finish. Very simple. Okay. Yeah, that is going to be a rough idea of using the SolidWorks. We hope that we can use some tools to very basic. Finally, I would like to talk about the SolidWorks document. This slide. For the SolidWorks document, at the very beginning, if you open new, right, you have to type of SolidWorks document, part assembly drawing. Okay, and the idea is you need to create parts of your work first. And the basic idea is that if you want to make this 3D model, you need to analyze this model first, that how many pieces of the component that you have. In this case, I would say I have one piece, which is the main body, another two, this one, 2, and 3, and we have the kind of a universal joint here, number 4, and I can have this one, this is number 5, and I have the handlebar as a number 6, I have a knob, turning knob, and number 7. So in this case, I need to draw one. You say there's one option. Draw 7 separate parts, and after that, we use the assembly to put all the parts together. Okay, this is the kind of example we need to create. The main body, we need to create. I don't know, this is kind of joint, and the yawn is the part of the universal joint. Here, in this case, you might notice that the universal joint parts are duplicate, so you can just draw one and use it twice, 2 times. Okay. So when you create these parts, and then you go to the assembly, make all of the components all together. And finally, to make it into the production, you need to create a drawing. You need to create a drawing for the assembly, just like in this case, okay, to let the engineer in the production department know that how they're gonna make an assembly to this part, and also you need to create the engineering drawing with the dimension detail of the parts to produce in the production on the machine shop. Okay, this is an example of using CAD software, SolidWorks software to create and design the device. To design its machine parts, you can use to design metal, sheet metal weldment, which is a kind of structured things. You can build the plant. Okay, that's going to be everything for this lecture. I really hope that this video is useful for you. We're going to come back to discuss more about SolidWorks. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.